Hello, class. Today we're going back over some urban legends and we are returning to the land of the United States, specifically of the state of Wyoming. Now, I know the running joke that Wyoming sometimes has with it being not real, quote unquote, or not actually existing. And for those of you a little out of the know, the reason for this being is because nothing interesting is ever really recorded to happen in Wyoming, and it is also, despite its rather large size for a state, is the lowest populated state within the entirety of the US, including such small states such as Rhode Island and Hawaii, for example. But despite this, and rather undeservingly so, Wyoming has some amazing folk tales and urban legends, and when I say undeservingly so, I mean more so in the way that it is undeservingly branched over when it comes to these tales, as a lot of them are quite interesting, such as today's topic, the death ship of Platte River. Now, Platte River is, well, a river located within the state of Wyoming, and roughly every 25 years, with the first one being in 1862, a sighting of a mysterious ghost ship slowly sails across the Platte River. It is said to first start out as a simple mass of fog that suddenly appears on the river and simply slowly drifts down it. But as it gets closer, and as you look at it more closely, the form of a massive ship starts to appear. And it is not just any ordinary ship, oh no. For this ship is covered bow to stern, from the mast of its sails to the sails themselves, covered in an icy blue frost. And not just the ship itself, but even its ghostly crew, covered in frost. Now, that would be a little unnerving, to say the least, but not exactly horrifying, per se. That is until we get to the grisly details. For it is said that when you first see the crew, they are huddling around a corpse on the ship. And eventually, once they get close enough to you, they will reveal the identity of the corpse, and it will be revealed to be someone close to the witness, whether it be a friend, family member, acquaintance, wife, etc. And horrifyingly enough, that person who was revealed will be killed on the same day that it is witnessed. Now, this isn't just some horror story told to attract tourists or simply busted out at random campfires every now and again. Oh no. This is a story with eyewitness accounts. With, as I said, the first one being in 1862 by a trapper who goes by the name of Leon Weber. As I stated, it started out as a simple mass of fog traveling down the Platte River, and as it drew closer to Leon, he could eventually see the ship itself covered in ice and frost, sailors covered in the same frost. He then saw the corpse that the sailors were huddled around, and when they revealed it to him, to his horror, it was his fiancée. And when this trapper eventually returned home from his trapping expedition, he found out that his fiancée had died that exact same day that he saw the ghost ship. Now, the next sighting was by Gene Wilson 25 years later in 1887. He was a rancher of sorts. He was rounding up horses near the river when his dog suddenly began to bark wildly. Not just some passive barking or trying to get his attention, no. Barking as if it was under threat. His horse also began to buck and move wildly. It would refuse to go anywhere near the riverbank, so much so that he had to tie it to a mast and simply continue walking along on foot due to how frantic and scared his horse was being. However, as he went down the bank, he saw that old familiar mass of fog that eventually revealed itself to be the ship. And when the mist cleared and the frosted crew revealed the corpse to him, it was revealed to be his wife. Now, understandably horrified by this, eventually he went home, assumingly as fast as he could. But once he got home, he saw that his house had been burned down, and his wife lay dead 100 yards from their home. The next sighting was in 1903 by Victor Hybe. He was chopping wood near the river. Eventually, he decided to take a simple smoke break. But while he was smoking his pipe along the river, the mass of fog revealed itself to him, moving down the river, eventually revealing its ghostly form and its ship. However, this sighting was slightly different, as he heard ghostly whispers and voices all along the ship. At first, he heard pleading, a voice saying desperately that he was innocent, that he did nothing wrong, to stop. And then it is said that he heard the voice of the crew itself saying in response, "We are simply doing our duty." And once the corpse was revealed to Victor, he would see that it was a hung man at the edge of the ship, who he recognized as his friend, who had been tried and convicted to prison, although his friend always swore that he was innocent. Last he had heard of his friend, he had escaped prison, and he had no idea where his friend had gone, or if he had been recaptured, or if he was living secretly somewhere, or any other number of things. But he eventually learned that his friend had been recaptured and was put to death on the exact same day that he saw the death ship. Now, this is the last big recorded instance of the ghost ship being visible, but several smaller unpublished sightings have been reported, although these ones haven't gotten as much traction in my knowledge. If we go by the same schedule of 25 years, the next sighting will be in 2028. But what do you all think? Do you think this is just some kind of hysteria of people trying to explain horrible things that happened to them with false memories or trauma? Or is there actually something on the Platte River of Wyoming? A deep, ominous foretelling of something horrible to happen in someone's life on that very same day? And why? If so, why those specific people? And why every 25 years only? It is very strange, with a lot of questions that I'm curious to see if anyone out there has any answers to. And also, please tell me, do you plan on going to the Platte River in 2028 to see if you'll be the one to see it? I certainly hope not. I would hate to find out such news with such an ominous telling. But that's all I have for us today. Please remember to extinguish the fire on your way out. And until next time,